Hello, Mets fans. It is Friday, April 17th, 2026. We are in the north side of Chicago, Illinois, and Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. I have been to Chicago 3 times, and I'm not sure you are aware that I have been to every major league ballpark. There are some new ones since I have traveled, but I have seen every team in their home stadium at least once. And in 2003, we went to 6 different stadiums in 10 days. I live in Long Island, New York, Ronkonkoma, as you should know. And we first went to see the Phillies and then the Pirates, then drove to Chicago to see the Cubs, drove over to see Milwaukee, back to see the White Sox, and hit Cleveland on the way home. The game we went to in Chicago, in Wrigley, the thing I remember most is that Shania Twain sang the national anthem and threw out the first pitch. I am the Mets head, talking all things New York Mets, with a preview of Game 20 and Game number 1 of the series versus the Chicago Cubs. If you enjoy my content, I ask that you please like and subscribe to the Mets Head on all social platforms, but mostly on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. The Cubbies are 9-9 and in last place in the NL Central, but they have a 2-game win streak, scoring 21 runs against Philadelphia the past 2 games. They are also averaging 8.5 runs per game in the last 4. We have lost 8 games in a row after losing the last 2 to Arizona. We were swept in California by the A's and the Dodgers. And we are now 7-12 and last in the NL East, 5 games behind Atlanta. We have been shut out 3 out of the past 8 games and have scored a total of 12 runs in those 8 games for an average of 1.5 runs per game. And we played a series against Oakland and West Sacramento, which is a hitter's park. Hey, on the bump today for the Cubbies is Edward Cabrera, the 6'5", 217-pound, 28-year-old right-hand pitcher. He has pitched 92 games in his career with a 26-29 record, a 3.97 ERA with 491 strikeouts in 448 innings. Last year seems to be his most consistent year. He pitched in 26 games. He went 8-7 with a 3.53 ERA. He also had more strikeouts than innings pitched with 150 Ks and 137 innings. This year, after 3 games, he is 1-0 with a 1.62 ERA with 13 strikeouts and 16 innings. The Mets have confirmed their lineup. What is this lineup? Carson Bench is leading off, batting 151 with a 464 OPS. Don't understand that. Bichette batting second. Lindor third. Great third hitter batting 184 with the 577 OPS. But then his best hitters batting fourth and fifth. Roberts batting fourth. He's batting 241 with 716 OPS. But their best hitter of all, Alvarez, is batting fifth. He's batting 271 with a 928 OPS. I don't see how Carson Bench was elevated to the top of the lineup and Alvarez is still pushed down. And then Melendez is batting sixth. Melendez, who hasn't gotten a hit this season, is not, that good of a hitter. I don't understand why Beatty's not batting up higher. Semion's batting seventh with his 194 average. Then Beatty, who is not doing well either. He's batting 203, but he is 2 for 2 against Cabrera. And then Taylor's batting ninth, batting 182. He has had some success against Cabrera. He's 2 for 7 with a 286 average. Robert also is 1 for 2, batting 500. Lindor has seen Cabrera the most. He's 3 for 18, but it's still 167. So what is this? The Mets are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with averages under 200, with Beatty just barely over, and Bichette batting 228. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our 9 hitters are batting under 230. I don't see how Mendoza made sense out of this lineup. I don't understand why Mark Vientos is not playing. I understand that he's 0 for the last 23 for a week. He hasn't gotten a hit. But he is 3 for 7 against Cabrera. He's got a 429 average against Cabrera. It makes no sense why he would not start him today. Sometimes it's like he doesn't even pay attention to anything. Especially in this time of analytics. Wouldn't you even look at the stats? This isn't even advanced analytics. This is regular. Just look at his stats. Makes no sense. I don't expect much out of this today. Guys pitching well, and we're starting terrible hitters right now. Mendoza not putting his best foot forward. On the mound for the Mets is Kodai Senga from Japan. The 6'1", 202-pound, 33-year-old right-hand pitcher. His first 3 years in the major leagues, he pitched 52 games with a 20-13 record and a 3.0 ERA. Just to remind you of what Senga did last year, he pitched in 22 games, went 7-6 with a 3.02 ERA. Sounds pretty good, right? He pitched 113 innings, 109 strikeouts. He had 4.4 walks per nine. That's not too great. But if you remember, in the first half of last year, he had a 1.39 ERA. Then he got injured on that throw by Alonso, and in the second half, he had 6.56 ERA and ended up in the minor leagues. But overall, he was 7-6 with a 3.02 ERA. So a good season if you put it all together, but disastrous if you split it apart. And extraordinary. I mean, those numbers are. She was on pace for a Cy Young season, and then it completely blew apart. This year, Kodai has a 7.07 ERA. This year, in his 3 starts, he is 0-2 with a 7.07 ERA. Which sounds atrocious, doesn't it? But really, it's only one bad outing. His first 2 games of the season had a 3.0 ERA. Pitched 6 innings the first game against St. Louis and pitched 5 2/3 against San Francisco. Got the win in one of them, and the Mets got shut out in the other one. But then in Oakland, this past Saturday, he only pitched 2 innings to give 7 runs. So he's 0-2. But if you take out that last game, he's pitching good this year. I am confident in Senga. I think he will pitch well. I think the Mets really need to go to that 6-man rotation to help him out a little more. Because he's used to that, and they have enough starters. I'd rather have lots of starters rather than trying to make it 5. But the lineup by the Cubs. Horner leading off, playing second base, batting 324 with a 917 OPS. He's 1 for 5 against Senga. Bush at first base, batting 148 Not sure why they have him up there at batting number 2 when he's not doing so well. Alex Bregman playing third and batting 243 with the 669 OPS. He's 1 for 3 against Senga. Ian Happ in left, batting 212, but is 2 for 6 against Senga. Suzuki in right, batting fifth, batting 261. Then the DH is Ballesteros, who's batting 342 with the 907 OPS. I'm surprised when I was thinking about Bush. I would think Ballesteros should be batting second. Push Bush down while he's struggling. Carson Kelly is catching, batting seventh, batting 333 this year. That's good. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, batting eighth. I was surprised to see that. He's batting 236, 582 OPS. And Swanson at short, batting ninth. He's hitting 200, but he's more than there for his defense, isn't he? This team must have been hitting on all cylinders the past 2 games to score 21 runs because they don't look that great, but they're a hell of a lot better than the Mets are doing right now. So, as I said, I'm not too confident in the way that Mendoza has set his lineup, and the Cubs have been doing well, so I'm thinking we're going to take another loss. Boston will most likely lose 9 in a row. Hopefully they'll do something. Let's go, Mets go. Until next time, I'm One Gun.